Solar eclipses and their knowledge by the ancients, one of the greatest mysteries of mankind. Total solar eclipses have two features, bad and good. The good news is that they always happen at the moment when the hero of the fantasy novel needs to impress the superstitious local population. The bad thing is that the most ordinary solar eclipses are seen far from everywhere. The zone of the maximum shadow is rather narrow, no more than 124 miles. The shadow from the moon, as it were, draws an elongated strip on the surface of the Earth. If we look further, then, we find a mystery. A solar eclipse occurs on a new moon when, during its rotation, the moon obscures the sun from us. A lunar eclipse always occurs on a full moon, when a shadow from Earth falls on the moon. In order to show exactly how the solar and lunar eclipses occur, we use a device called tellurium. However, any person who closely follows tellurium sooner or later asks the question, if everything happens this way, then why don't solar and lunar eclipses occur every 2 weeks? Indeed, since our solar eclipses do not occur every new moon, the lunar eclipses do not occur every full moon. It means that, in fact, the moon does not move around the Earth in the same way as a tellurium shows. First, the planes of rotation of the Earth around the Sun and the Moon around the Earth do not coincide. Secondly, the plane of the lunar orbit itself rotates. In short, if we try to draw the movement of the Moon around the Earth with a line, it will not be a textbook regular circle, but an extremely complex curve. Already for thousands of years ago, that's 4,000 years ago, astronomers in ancient Babylon knew that solar and lunar eclipses in the same area are repeated with a period of 54 years and 33 days. The ancient Greeks called this period the word exeligmos, which means turning the wheel. Looking at the illustrations on the globe, the path of the maximum lunar shadow is marked in red. The solar eclipse that we observed on June 21st, 2020 is just very similar to the solar eclipse that people could observe May 20th, 1966. The period of 18 years and 11 days, that is 1/3 of exeligmos, was called by the ancients the word Saros. According to legend, the semi-mythical magician, priest, and astronomer Veroes, who lived in ancient Babylon, knew about Saros. In the book Judgment, written in Byzantium in the 11th century, it says, Saros is the measure and the number known among the Chaldeans, that is the Babylonians. For 120 Saros are 2,220 years, according to the Chaldean reckoning, and verily the Saros consists of 222 lunar months, which is equal to 18 years and 6 months if counted by the moon. Now you know how ancient astronomers could predict solar and lunar eclipses. If we know that there was an annular solar eclipse on June 21st, 2020, then it's enough to add exeligmos to this date, 54 years and 33 days, to predict that on July 24th, 2074, an annular solar eclipse will again occur, and in truth, it will happen. The band of the total eclipse will shift. It will be best visible in India, Indonesia, and the Pacific Islands. And some past future eclipses of Saros 145. So what is the mystery here, you may ask? In order to guess about the existence of Saros and exeligmos, ancient astronomers had to keep careful records of solar and lunar eclipses, and not just sitting in one place, but traveling all over the globe to do that. Only with detailed records made over several hundred years can one come to the confident conclusion that the cycle of solar and lunar eclipses repeats itself over and over again. That is not a coincidence, but a cycle in a law of nature. However, scientists still have not been able to find even a trace of such records or catalogs from ancient astronomers, but where did they come from then, at the early days of the dawn of civilization. How could it happen that 4,000 years ago, at the dawn of civilization, at the time when the Egyptian pyramids were just being built, the ancient sages already knew what Eclipses and Saros were, and were able to predict solar and lunar eclipses? We don't hint at anything, we don't mean anything, but we believe in aliens. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. And this is on Soul-Ask. Thank you. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box.